Halloween is literally the best holiday. And you can't argue with me on that. There's just something so cool about going to school when it's nice and cold and all you do all day is just color in a picture of a pumpkin or like those spooky themed math questions. Did you guys ever do those? Do you guys do those? And I think something that I like more about Halloween is the week before Halloween, because that whole time, literally every single channel on TV was just broadcasting all of their Halloween specials and Halloween movies, and I think those were probably my favorite thing throughout the whole time. And I think they were a really great way to get into the Halloween spirit, because nothing gets you in the Halloween mood like watching your favorite characters also get in the Halloween mood, because there's just something so appealing about it. You just dress up as a fucking cat and then just go up to a house and they give you Kit Kats and Butterfingers. What the fuck is not to love here? What is not to love? But anyway, back to the TV shows. I really liked these, and these really got me into the Halloween spirit as a kid. But now looking back on them, I was kind of wondering, are they as good as I remember? This episode begins as any other episode of the show. Zach and Cody fight after leaving a mess in the living room.
Next thing you know, she's gonna make me take a bath. Gotcha!
What's funny is the fact that I forgot this was a sitcom, so hearing all the audience laughter kind of pulled me out of a few of the scenes, but, you know, that's kind of what's expected from canned laughter. It's you, me, and you, we got the whole place to ourselves. We start with some classic fart jokes. Peak comedy. London then fills them in about the ghost in Suite 613. Zach wants to go scare Cody, and Maddie is the skeptic throughout the whole thing.
What's the matter? Afraid?
There's no such thing as ghosts.
I've seen this ghost.
And I think this episode did a pretty good job at setting up these characters that were already established for this particular story. It wasn't necessarily hard to believe either, so good job on them. So they bump into Muriel, which is the cleaning lady, who fills them in about this ghost.
Her name was Irene, and she was beautiful and rich. In 1942, Irene and her husband checked in on their honeymoon night, and the next day,
He went off to war. She waited 3 years, but he never came back.
he met some Italian babe and opened up a pizza parlor in Naples.
She threw the silver hairbrush he'd given her at the mirror.
And the mirror shattered, and a shard flew out, and that was the end of that. Good luck.
So Zach dares Cody to stay in their room for the night over a $5 bet. I have no idea how I thought this was a convincing shot of the hotel as a kid. That's like the worst Photoshop ever. What is that? This is what my dreams look like. Esteban hosts a seance where they all contact the ghost.
I love pizza.
But then plot twist, all of the effects were made by Arwen to scare Zach. Cause, you know, Arwen can just make people dissipate into nothingness. The power of After Effects. Then, wouldn't you know it, the ghost is real. It's a real ghost. So the hotel itself is designed like the Haunted Mansion, which, you know, kind of interesting aesthetic to go for. They also have this photo of the lady who died there, which they have there to remind you that she died there, I guess. The funny thing is that real haunted hotel rooms are just haunted. They sometimes still check out that room to people. So I don't quite get why this room is so unused that it has spiderwebs hanging everywhere. Was it just decommissioned? Is her dead body there? Like, I'm pretty sure they would need to keep on checking that room out. So it's like for the sake of business, you know. I'm not a businessman. I'm not an entrepreneur. I'm not a CEO. I'm not Mr. Mosby. But I'm pretty sure that you should probably check that room out for the sake of money. So was this as scary as I remember? No, but it sure was funny. A lot of the jokes that I didn't get as a kid were making me lose my shit throughout the whole time. Here's kind of a compilation of a few of those.
Watch it! I got 3 clock radios and a DVD player hidden in here. Even opened up a pizza parlor in Naples.
Irene was so angry.
We obviously loosened the lock and the wind opened it up.
London, save me!
Fortunately, my voluminous fro saved me from a concussion.
I meant we must help the poor tormented ghosty cross over to a better place.
You mean like the St. Mark's Hotel? Where they pay overtime?
Everyone join hands.
Or sent me that fake love letter from Orlando Bloom. He took out a restraining order against me.
I didn't send you any letter.
Okay, that was me.
Still, as an episode of The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, it was pretty good. I give it an 8 out of 10 on the scariness factor and the nostalgia factor. It was a pretty good episode. Ooh boy, usually whenever I bring this up, a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. So this is what I'm going to be talking about, because some people don't know what I'm talking about. Wow, some of this amazing animation already. The dialogue is also...
Got enough room in your trunk for all the candy we'll get? I said, do you have... Let me roll down the window. Ah, that's better. Now I can hear you. Sweet ride.
So good. Oscar worthy. 10 out of 10. Hannah, the main character, she's a little girl dressed as like a fairy princess, is tricked into staying in an abandoned house where she meets her scary godmother, and she's taken to the fright side with some fucking amazing soundtrack choices. Even like now as an adult, after watching it, like I think like a good 12 years ago, I still catch myself just singing this song while I'm like doing Halloween stuff. Like I'm just hanging up these lights and I'm just like The music and the animation just kind of give it this feel-good quality of Halloween that I haven't really seen replicated very well in other movies, so that's definitely a plus. Then there's this subplot of the kids waiting outside for her to come out of the spook house. Oh, and then there's this skeleton in the closet. He's in the closet. The skeleton. He's a gay skeleton.
I work in the closets of all the old houses, keeping their secrets and just rattling around.
So then they get together and make a plan to scare the kids. Jimmy is kind of just an asshole, just kind of shoving his cousin into an abandoned house, so it's warranted. And then it just kind of sets up a sequel with this whole like, oh, here's a key, and you use it on any door, and you're gonna, you go straight to the fright side, and you can visit me anytime, which is basically kind of the plot of the second movie. So the ending was kind of lackluster, but it was okay, I guess. I mean, there wasn't really much of a story or a plot besides she goes to a party and meets James Charles. The movie was pretty funny. It wasn't scary at all, pretty much, so the scare factor is like a 1 out of 10, but the nostalgia is a big 10 out of 10. Overall, it's more of those party-type movies, so it doesn't really have much of a plot that's really scary. It's just a little comedy with lots of puns and jokes about vampires, bones, yada yada yada. Would I watch it again? I mean, it's only 47 minutes long, so probably, but also I wouldn't watch it any other time of the year. I think this one's kind of just a Halloween exclusive.
Greetings, people of the internet population. That was cringe. I'm DN Productions. I am going to review Halloweentown. The first one? Or the prequel? I'm gonna look that up actually. Pretty sure there's a prequel. No, it's Return to Halloweentown. Right, I'm gonna be watching the 1998 Halloweentown.
Don't worry, dear. I won't tell them a thing.
She's gonna tell him everything, otherwise there wouldn't be a movie.
Well, actually, the place I'm speaking of is called Halloweentown.
She said it! She said it!
Some of the slimiest, squanchiest, ugliest little monsters turned out to be the nicest. I want to
That's facts. As much as I was supposed to watch like a Disney horror movie,
come to an end along with it.
This was like the top result. I don't know how exactly this is horror. Do you think they have crackheads in Halloweentown?
I can't hear you. I seem to have a huge lollipop in my ear.
That's a red flag right there. This is where Epstein's Island started. This used to be entertaining.
Unibody construction. Woo! Chrome detailing.
It's got a V6. I don't think anything could get more 90s than this movie.
I thought you were brave. Hey, this is Mom.
Stop it. I don't want to hear any more.
I thought you were brave. Hey, this is Mom.
Time for us to go home.
No. This movie's already almost halfway done, and I'm already like, well, no, it's already past halfway done. And nothing's happened yet. I mean...
You always did let your magic do the talking.
What's going on here?
Sexual tension is going on here.
Excuse me, sir. Miss Sticky here. I'll get right to the point. I have a very urgent message.
That is the world that we live in. Period.
Grandma's going somewhere with the wiener dude.
Rest in peace to all these people in the theater. They died of the funny.
Can't this wait? No, we have to finish that witch's brew.
We need weed.
I got it!
Bam! She gets fucking ran over by a car.
You did it, you guys! It's lit! It's lit! Grandma said something about installing it. What?
Needs to update.
Your moment of destiny has arrived!
This is the OG Thanos. If I had watched because my sister wanted to watch it, I would have just blown my brains out. Oh, thank God it's the credit. Oh! I didn't have to pick this movie, but I thought it was... I remember it being a lot better, especially that it was like Disney horror and it was like a Halloween classic. Halloween's in the fucking name. I don't know. All I can really remember for the characters was Annie. The grandma was Agatha. Chocolate Bar was the guy. Luke. I don't even know the little girls or the brother's name. Main goal of the plot. Thing bad. Bad thing happened. People must solve bad thing. I'm still trying to process that this was a horrible movie that I used to really like watching every Halloween. The mom suppresses their powers. She doesn't want them to live witch lives. Grandma comes around and completely says Uno reverse card and they all become witches. They have to save a world they've never been to, having no experience. And they save the day, of course. It's a Disney movie. When don't they save the day? You could tell it's set up for more movies. Not just because I looked it up and I remember more than one Halloweentown movie. The new witches are young. So they gotta train, obviously. The ending's really cheesy for such a big bad, you know. He fucking disappeared to a shadow realm. From my childhood, the only really scenes I remember was when they look into the witch's brew pot. I watched the scene just now, obviously, and it was like I remember seeing like little like toilet flush. Same thing for like the movie screen. It was very well done for a 90s special effects. Now that I'm 3 months from becoming 21, this movie is very weird. Weird in a sense that like it doesn't follow like the traditional storyline. You know, like character goes through trouble, character in belly of the beast, you know, that kind of stuff you learn in English. I feel like there's a lot of metaphors. I can't really name them off the top of my head right now, but like, definitely a kid's movie. There was no like adult jokes, there was no like subtle hints or anything like that. It was very G-rated. I don't even know why it's PG-rated. Anything that may have made the movie boring, cringe, or unwatchable. Can I just put the whole movie? I like the concept. I don't know, the acting was okay, story was okay. It's not unwatchable. I just wish, I mean, if you can watch it with like a group of friends, obviously it's gonna be enjoyable. You can meme the hell out of every scene. There's like perfect reaction images. I'm pretty sure I've seen a meme out of the Rattle Me Bones guy. I'm gonna have to give this movie 69 out of 420. I don't want to watch it again anytime soon, even though it's been 10 years probably since I've last seen it. It's very straightforward. But it's too straightforward. Like, there's no plot twist except for, boom, the mayor's a bad guy. I mean, who would expect kids movie, right? All seriousness, for like a 4 out of 10. Definitely didn't make me shit my pants. This was very draining. I don't know, my brain feels like I just drove through a mountain of fog. Doo-doo fart.
Thank you, Demitri, for that extensive review, and yes, indeed, doo-doo fart. The Haunting Hour, don't think about it. I think this was mainly shown on Cartoon Network, if I'm not mistaken. Let's get into the plot. Cassie has a little brother, Max, who's a little bitch. Cassie is played by the same girl who played Gertie Giggles from Spy Kids, so That's something I never really noticed. Also, her costume design kind of makes her look like a TikTok e-girl, or that she's about to shoot up a school. Also, the soundtrack is interesting. I'm sure the director probably like hired his own son, who had a garage band, to make the songs used in here. And by hired, I mean the son told his friend, look, my dad's a director. We can totally get our song in a movie. What the fuck is this? It's a trauma edit? Is an edit of the traumatic experience of getting food on your clothes? She heads downtown after her parents tell her that they'll be gone for Halloween and that she'll have to take care of her brother. She enters a store run by Jigsaw, cosplaying as Lucius Malfoy.
I see you like to read.
Where'd you come up with that? I don't think there's any indicator that she likes to read at all throughout a 10-mile radius. He looks like he's about to roll some dice every single time he points.
The evil thing.
So during the Halloween dance, Cassie fills the piñata with roaches and sets them off over this dipshit who made fun of her for being goth. Remember the trauma edit scene? Yeah, she's right there. Why is he allowed within 1,000 feet of a high school? So their mom leaves a roast out for dinner before they leave for the party. Cassie decides to read the book out loud. Oh no, after the book said not to do that. Then this pizza guy fucking dies. Well, he doesn't die, but he gets kidnapped by it, but it's funnier to say that he just fucking died. Dipshit and Cassie's crush, Sean, prank her outside of her house.
Loser?
Sean leaves the dipshit in the middle of the park, but then he finds the pizza guy and Max trapped in a spiderweb type cocoon in the park. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, Max was also kidnapped by the evil thing.
We gotta call the cops.
We have to kill that thing.
Wow, the script wastes no time. So the evil thing lives in like the sewers, and honestly, after rewatching this movie, these shots are still pretty fresh in my memory, even after all these years. These are pretty memorable shots. Then there's sexual tension between Cassie and Sean, for some reason. So they find an entrance to the evil thing's lair and a conveniently placed ladder. They find Max and try to help him escape, but then the evil thing comes and just fucking splits its head open in half. Nightmare fuel. I mean, legit, like, this scared me as a kid, and even now, like, why did they show this to kids? Still, I love it. 8-year-old me loved this disgusting shot of the head tearing apart like half in that. Amazing, show-stopping, spectacular. They met up with Jigsaw, and then he tells them to kill the motherfucker, then dips.
Blood?
And I know where to get some. Come on.
I like the reincorporation of the roast to take the blood as bait. I don't see why they had to throw it away though, but then again, I'm not a rich white family in the suburbs, so I wouldn't know. Then there are these gross-ass babies trying to eat these guys. Cassie and Sean head over to the evil thing after Max escapes, tells them to throw the blood in its face. And he does it, and it just starts eating itself. Yes, this is a kid's movie. The pizza guy then gives them some free pizza, and they throw the book into the fire. But oh no, the parents read it out loud once they get home. Oh no, they're reading out loud! We can't do that! I love this movie. I was watching it with my brothers, so thanks to them for giving me some of the jokes that I used in the video. Also, we genuinely wanted to know what was going to happen as well. We all have memories of the movie, so it was just a nice nostalgic rewatching and kind of a bonding moment with my brothers and I. The shots weren't bad. It was shot pretty well. It had a pretty decent script, and the story was pretty good. The monster effects were also amazing. I'm glad that they went practical with the whole thing. It also had a very Goosebumps feel. Like, I like the fact that they got the blood from something in the fridge and lured it with a boombox. You know, it kind of had that kids figuring things out feel that Stranger Things had as well. So it was more of an adventure horror than anything. It's not hard to get invested into the plot, and the child actors were believable and pretty good. I think this is a satisfying watch. Horror-wise, it's a 4 or 5 out of 10. Not the best horror movie, but the visuals are pretty disgusting. And as a movie, it's a 7 out of 10, but nostalgia-wise, it's a full-on 10 out of 10. Great movie, and it just completely threw me back into feeling like a kid again.
One head sucks your meat.
Would I watch it again? I would say yes. Even if it's not Halloween time. It definitely had a school Halloween special kind of feel to it. I just love, and it just hugs you like a nice little blanket. Not all of them were good. Some of them were pretty doo-doo fart. But I think looking at these again through the lens of nostalgia is definitely worth doing, just to have some fun with it. They're fun to watch around Halloween. Some of them. I recommend all these movies and episodes that we talked about today, so please go ahead and check them out. I think that the best thing about Halloween to me was going to Blockbuster down the street to pick out a DVD of Beetlejuice or Halloween and watching it late at night with some soft lighting, some popcorns and some candy or some pizza and just relaxing all night. I hope you guys can do the same with a few of these movies, save for the blockbuster part. And have a happy Halloween.